Hello, drama lovers. Welcome back to K-pop World. Sometimes the entertainment world delivers a moment so unexpected, so unreal, that silence becomes the loudest reaction. One frame, one moment, and one man standing among the most radiant women in global cinema. This wasn't a fantasy. It wasn't a fan edit, but a real photograph, taken at an exclusive event reserved only for the rarest of names. Among the glittering gowns, camera flashes, and soft ambient music stood Wang Yibo. Next to him, faces we usually only see during Oscar nominations. Keira Knightley, the graceful British actress with that timeless charm. Xin Zhilei, the respected Chinese actress known for her depth. Marion Cotillard, Oscar winner with a melancholic French aura. And Penelope Cruz, not only an Academy Award winner, but also the very woman Wang Yibo once admitted to admiring in secret. Yes, all in one frame. And only one man, Wang Yibo. No announcement, no warning, just a quiet post from a luxury fashion house, with no elaborate caption. But in an instant, the internet froze. Millions of eyes locked onto that image. What had they just witnessed? Why was he there? How could this be real? They say the world is full of surprises. But this was too perfect to be just that. It felt like an answer. An answer for all those who had waited for Yibo to be seen. Not just by Asia, but by the world beyond. And on that day, the recognition arrived. Without noise, without theatrics, just a single photograph, and everything changed. Behind the lens, stories quietly began to surface. Someone had seen Penelope Cruz gently turn toward Yibo, greeting him warmly. Marion Cotillard let out a soft laugh at something he said. Keira Knightley stood calmly beside him, as if his presence was long familiar. Xin Zhilei, ever elegant, seemed completely at ease. Not one expression betrayed awkwardness or unfamiliarity. On the contrary, it felt natural. What most people don't know is that this wasn't just a glamorous coincidence. This was the result of years, maybe decades, of silent work. Yibo isn't the type to shout about success. He moves quietly, deliberately, from a stage as an idol, to the drama set, to the racing circuit, and now, to the innermost circles of global entertainment. In this moment, it wasn't luck. He was invited, selected, recognized. Very few Asian men are ever given space in events this exclusive. In fact, on that guest list across the entire continent of Asia, only one male name appeared. It wasn't written in bold. It wasn't highlighted. Just Wang Yibo. And that was enough. Still, when the photo surfaced, the world fell silent. Fans across the globe asked, who is he? What's he doing there? And for those who already knew him, only one word surfaced. Finally, one fan wrote, we always knew you'd make it there, Yibo. But we didn't know it would hurt this much, because you look so calm, standing so high. Another added, we're not crying because you succeeded. We're crying because you remained yourself, even when the world finally saw you. Among all the glittering details in that image, the elegant dresses, the gold-lit background, the soft flash, one thing captured attention the most. Yibo's gaze. It wasn't overly confident. It wasn't hesitant either. It was still composed. As if he knew this wasn't a dream. As if he had always known this moment would come. The fashion world, long saturated with Western faces, suddenly opened up a space. That space wasn't handed to him. He claimed it with elegance. Through discipline, consistency, and a quiet strength the world had underestimated for too long. International media rushed to catch up. Vogue Italia ran the headline, a man among queens, Wang Yibo in the spotlight. In France, an editorial described him as a foreign silhouette that stole the atmosphere. In Spain, a morning show highlighted his interaction with Penelope Cruz. Everyone was amazed, not just by his looks, but by the unspoken aura around him. And behind that aura, a quiet, touching story waited. Years ago, in an interview now recirculating, Wang Yibo was asked, if you could star in a film with a Hollywood actress, who would you choose? Without pause, he said, Penelope Cruz. No long explanation, just a name and a soft smile. And now, that very woman stood beside him. No barrier, no distance, just two people in one frame. It wasn't just a dream fulfilled. It was a destiny, slowly shaped through hard work. A dream never shouted out loud, but protected quietly until it bloomed. Fans who remembered that old interview were shattered. Imagine naming someone as your favorite years ago, then standing next to them one day, not as a fan, but as a peer. And maybe that's where Yibo's true power lies. He doesn't conquer the world with noise. He embraces it with stillness. He never demands attention. But when his moment arrives, the world has no choice but to look. A short clip from the event showed Yibo standing at the edge of the frame. He nodded occasionally, listened, smiled faintly when spoken to. He didn't say much, but he remained the center of attention. His presence was like a delicate sketch, understated, refined. And yet, no one could look away. Now, the question is rising. Where will he go next? Is this the beginning of his international film career? Will there be a global collaboration in the works? The world doesn't have answers yet. But one thing is certain. This isn't the end. This is only the beginning. And for drama lovers, this moment isn't just about stardom. It's about dreams nurtured in silence. About someone who never screamed for success, but achieved it anyway. So what do you think? Is this a sign that Wang Yibo is ready to cross into the global film world? Or was this just a rare, unrepeatable moment? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, we'll wait, in silence, to see what powerful step he'll take next. Because sometimes, in the quietest spaces, stars shine the brightest. And Wang Yibo, as always, never fails to astonish. See you in the next video, only on K-Pop World.